Hello and welcome to the video. This is Matthew and we are going to be looking at question 1, which is a 15-mark question. So the question tells us that in 2007 the Irish national debt was 3.76 times by 10 to the power of 10 euro, and the national debt is all the money that a country's government has borrowed. So then part A of the question, which is worth 5 marks, asks us to write 3.76 times by 10 to the power of 10 as a full number. Now, when we multiply a number by 10 to the power of something, the decimal point in the number moves back to the right, so moves to the right the same amount of times as whatever is in the exponent here. In this case, it'll move to the right 10 places, but whatever number that is, that's the amount of times that the decimal point will move to the right. So it will move to the right obviously twice with the 7 and the 6, and then there'll be 8 more times it will move to the right. That means that we'll have 376 followed by 8 zeros, and in other words that is 37 billion and 600 million. So 376,000,000,000, and that is our answer for part A. So now let's have a look at part B of the question, which is also worth 5 marks. So question B tells us that by 2017 the Irish national debt had risen to 2.2 times by 10 to the power of 11, and it asks us to express this 2017 debt figure as a percentage of the 2007 figure. And then it's asking us to write our answer to the nearest full percent. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to write 2.2 times by 10 to the power of 11 as a full number, which means that the decimal point will move to the right 11 places, which will give us 22 followed by 10 zeros. That is 220 billion. So now we're going to put that answer over our answer from part A of the question, and then we're going to multiply it by 100 to get the percentage. So let's put that into the calculator to see what answer we get. So just click the fraction button and then put in the 220 billion on top, and then the 37,600,000,000 on the bottom, and then multiply that by 100. And then we get 585.10638297873, and when rounding that to the nearest percentage, that will be 585%. And that's our answer for part B of the question. So now let's move on to the final part of the question, part C. So this part of the question, I should say, is also worth 5 marks. And it tells us that the national debt per person is calculated by dividing the country's national debt by the country's population. So this is a big hint, as it's telling us how we're going to do the question, or how to do the question. And then it gives us a list of the countries with the highest national debt per person. So now let's have a look at what it's asking us to do. So it's telling us that the population of Ireland in 2017 was approximately 4.75 million, and then it wants us to calculate the debt per person in Ireland, and then we also have to say where it should be on the list. And we're going to round our answer to the nearest euro. So remember, the national debt in Ireland in 2017 was 220 billion. So we're going to divide 220 billion, which was the national debt, by the population, which is 4.75 million. So now let's try that. So let's pop that into the calculator and we'll see what we get. So 220 billion on top, and then 4,750,000 on the bottom. And then we get 46,315.79 euro. So that's the debt per person in Ireland in 2017. So then the answer we get is 46,315.79. So correct to the nearest euro, that is 46,316. So now let's have a look at the list and see where Ireland should be included on it. So if we have a look, we can see that Japan is the highest at 70,714. And number 2 is the United States at 41,428. So obviously Ireland will fall in between those. So therefore Ireland should be second on the list. So there we have it. That's the answer to part C of the question. And that's the end of the question. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope it helped.